This is Wretched Radio with Todd Friel.
Nothing new under the sun. This is Wretched Radio. Scrolling through Wikipedia, the source for all things true. Taking a look at the history of school shootings, nothing new. Going back into the 1800s, they happened on occasion, but not as much as they are happening today. In fact, scrolling through the 21st century, about one per year in the early 2000s, it does indeed appear to be upticking. Now, a little as we progress into the 21st century. For instance, 2008, there were just about one a month, it appears, in 2008. Back in the 1860s, there was maybe one per year. Maybe some years there would be absolutely none. What's the difference? Well, there's all kinds of potential causes for this, but it seems to me in general we have certainly made some changes in our country, haven't we? For instance, Christians, we're esteemed as dumb, oppressive. We're esteemed as just gun-toting, Bible-reading, and Bible-thumping lunatics. Well, culture, secularists, it's all yours now. And I think we are seeing the consequences of it. Are we not? Worldviews have consequences. I'm scrolling through this. I'm just grabbing. Remember, 1860s. There would maybe be one per year. I happen to be in the year 2010. February 5, Madison, Alabama. February 12th, Huntsville, Alabama. February 19th, DeKalb, Illinois. February 23rd, Littleton, Colorado. March 9th, Columbus, Ohio. May 11th, 2010, North Carolina, little town called Bladensboro. September 8th, Detroit, Michigan. September 28th, Austin, Texas. October 1st, Salinas, California. October 8th, Carlsbad, California. November 29th, Marinette, Wisconsin. December 6th, Aurora, Colorado. Are we getting the point? It sure seems that we're seeing more and more, and it seems to have started right. You can't make a direct connection with this, but right after iPhones were introduced, was it 2007? Is that the historic date that smartphones, were thrust upon American society? It looks like after that, 2007 was the. You can't say that there's a connection to it, but you can say that it just so happens at about the same time. And it appears now that we're getting how many per year? I'm just going to fast forward for yucks. Let's go to 2013. January 10th, Taft, California. January 12th, Detroit, Michigan. January 15th, St. Louis. January 15th, Hazard, Kentucky. January 16th, Chicago. January 22nd, Houston. January 31st, Phoenix. January 31st, Atlanta. Whoa. What is going on? Okay, I just want to. A 14-year-old male was wounded at Price Middle School. The gunman, a 15-year-old student, was believed to be arguing with the other student before using a handgun. A teacher was also wounded. The gunman was disarmed by a school resource officer and arrested. Police charged him with aggravated assault. Maybe that's part of the problem, too. That our punishment for trying to kill people isn't maybe as biblical as it could be. Remember, life is so valuable. You take a life, your life is demanded of you. I know the world doesn't get this. They can't see the difference between abortion and the death penalty. But the Bible helps us make that distinction. Genesis 9, we see that God is okay with the death penalty if you take a life. Not just in the Mosaic covenant, Genesis 9. That means God is okay with the death penalty, and we Christians should be too. Now, what do we see in the Mosaic covenant? We see the death penalty for a wide variety of sins that were so bad for that culture at that time that the set-apart people, because of those sinners and those particular sins, it could absolutely corrupt the entire culture. Therefore, death penalty. At the very least, the principle that I take from that is there can be more reasons that we are okay with the death penalty. Who gets to decide? Answer: the government. God has given a limited amount of authority to different realms, to families, to mom and dad, to church elders, and then to political leaders in the government. It's a limited authority, but they are given it in Romans 13 to make sure that people live in peace and that they don't get hurt. That is their role. And if they decide the death penalty is appropriate for different types of crimes, I'm going to be okay with it. Because the Bible is. Why? Because some crimes can so disrupt a society. How is about school shootings? Whether you are able to kill somebody or not, you're going in with the intent to kill students while they're studying? Shouldn't there be, I'm not saying the death penalty, but shouldn't there be something more severe than aggravated assault? Yikes. I'm scrolling through the years. It's unbelievable how many of them happen. It seems to be, by the way, the pattern seems to be spring and fall. Let's take a look, shall we? Got to keep scrolling here. It takes a long time now to get through the years. There are so many of them. Here's 2015. January 15, Milwaukee. January 16th, Ocala, Florida. February 4th, Frederick, Maryland. February 14th, a little Valentine's gift for Merced, M-E-R-C-E-D, California. February 23rd, Daytona Beach. March 30th, University City, Missouri. April 13th, Goldsboro, North Carolina. April 16th, Paradise, Louisiana. April 27th, Lacey, Washington. May 12th, May 24th, August 27 in Savannah. September 3rd, Sacramento. September 14th, September 30th, October 1st, October 9th again. That was a twofer. October 22nd, November 1st, November 20th. That's the end of 2015. I have to confess, I get a little frustrated whenever I turn on, virtually almost anything conservative talkish, because they tend to, not all, but they tend to tell you, you got to do, that's enough of this. That's enough of this falderall in Washington. That's enough with what the Democrats are doing. We need to take this country back. And everybody goes, yeah. What does that even mean? Nothing. What is that? What are you supposed to do? Okay, send a letter. But how do you take it back? I don't even know what that means, frankly, but it gets you whipped into a frenzy. It seems to me that we Christian adults, we should take it upon ourselves to protect children, whether they are Christian children or not. Are there things that we can do? I think there are. I think that there are things that we can do on the local level with our schools and with our local officials to insist we need to do something. What is it going to take? What do we need to spend? What do we need to do to bring some safety back to our schools? What was that, about 30 schools a year now? Give or take? 30. That means nobody's child is particularly safe. What can we do? Well, I think besides wring our hands and get consternated, this is the time for respectful involvement. Not taking over, not storming City Hall, but meeting with our representatives and staying on them. Kids are getting hammered out there. How many? There was just another one at the University of North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. Another kid gave his life to try to stop the shooter. Did he die, that kid? But he was trying to rescue the other students. Shouldn't we be doing that first before they have to? In the meantime, around the globe, Iraq Christian Relief Council President Juliana, Teimuradze says 1 out of 9 Christians across the world is being persecuted. 1 out of 9. A report commissioned by British Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt shows that anti-Christian hostility is not only spreading geographically, but also in severity, in some areas coming close to meeting the international definition of genocide. 80% of all religious persecution is being done to Christians worldwide. Shh. We don't want to talk about that now, do we? We Christians have an opportunity, I think, right now. I'm sure that there are some people who are making a concerted effort to try to protect our kids, but it sure seems that we could be, couldn't we? Here's the type of leadership that you're getting on university campuses right now. You're going to love this from the College Fix. The universities, and this is just a trend, this happens to be the latest, from State University of New York, Plattsburgh. because the kids are getting stressed out. They're having de-stress days. So what are they bringing in? You got it. Therapy donkeys. A small herd of miniature donkeys to help students cope with the anxiety and pressure that comes with typical end-of-semester responsibilities such as tests and massive 10-page papers that are due. Massive 10-page? I don't think those two words go together. Another school, Stanford University, had therapy llamas, as well as a new wellness app. Last week, the University of Nebraska offered a free round of putt-putt golf. Penn State had puzzles and art therapy. University of Idaho, sunrise yoga. Arizona State, how to make Zen jars and succulents, whatever that is. St. Charles Community College had Play-Doh Day. And William Patterson University, for de-stress, had tarot card readings. That's the current leadership at our universities to help the kids. Seems to me we Christians have a better way. This is Wretched Radio. You know how that social media is. You gotta be plugged in and connected. So would you please like, subscribe, or share this video?